In this video, you will learn how to permanently glow up. We're not just talking about a physical glow up, but also a social, emotional, and spiritual enhancement of yourself. At the end of this video, you're gonna feel like you have learned how to really enhance all the different aspects of your life, but also learn how to truly feel a glow within yourself. My name is Anu Dio, and on this channel, I talk about how I took my life from somewhat of a mess to pretty put together, and I have a series called How to Get Your Life Together, where I talk about really just how to become your best self and become the person that you truly want to be. Please like and subscribe if you get any value out of this video. Let's get started. Tip number one is all about physical. I feel like what a physical glow up is just you learning how to take care of yourself really well. And this is from fitness to if you're into makeup, hygiene, hair, nails, and really just a commitment to growth in the physical aspect of things. So I think that there are many different things that you can do physically to help yourself become your best self, but the true meaning of a glow up, in my opinion, is you becoming your best self within. So all that to say, I still do have some really good physical tips to help you become your best self physically. When you look at someone who looks put together, who has clearly been through a glow up or two, you can tell that they just really take care of themselves. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that on this channel we love a good tracker. So my biggest tip for this physical aspect of things is to really track your progress in many different ways. So for example, I would really recommend that you have a fitness tracker of some kind, one that lets you see your progress and gives you that momentum for moving forward. Another thing that I love is finding people that inspire me. If you guys are into Love Island right now, I'm sure you are, it's crazy. This actually really reminds me of how everyone was talking about Alandria's lip combo, and I recently saw something on Instagram that says that her Nicolandria lip combo was sold out completely. And I think that's the perfect example of finding someone that inspires you and just looking into the things that mean something to you and seeing if you could do that for yourself. I think that's an easy way to glow up without really having to start from the very beginning and trying out all these different things on your own. If someone has already figured it out, why not learn from that? But I don't mean to copy someone and not give credit where that's due. That's something that you should always do, but that's another story. But yeah, something like that. Looking into someone that you like. If you like how her makeup is, she'll probably put out a makeup routine soon, and maybe you can learn some tips from that. Or if you are inspired by how a certain fitness girl looks on Instagram or TikTok, maybe look into what their fitness routine is and follow something like that. I think those types of things are really helpful in glowing up and giving yourself a path or some type of structure to get you to where you want to be. It kind of takes all of the guessing work out of it, and it makes it a bit easier. I have my tea here. I hope you guys are having some of your own. Tip number two is mental. A mental glow up is going from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. It's important for two reasons. If you are in a fixed mindset, then you are kind of limited in your life. It creates this atmosphere of stagnancy. Is that a word? It makes you be stagnant in your life. It doesn't allow you to move forward in a good way because your mind is just not thinking in that way. The second reason is it creates a negative atmosphere. One of the biggest things that you can do for yourself is learning how to journal effectively. You should journal about the things that you think are hurting you. In my journaling, I try to analyze it in a way that allows me to figure out how I truly think. And this will therefore allow me to be able to change the way I think. I remember when I was younger, I did have a fixed mindset, even though I thought I didn't, but I did because I was able to sit down and think about it. For example, I remember, so I have 3 siblings, and everyone in my house, we're all very smart. We have always done really well in school, and those types of things always came easy to us, I guess. But I noticed as I was growing up that all 3 of my siblings seemed to just have it way easier than myself. I used to think that things were just unfair and that I can see us doing the same things. For example, my younger sister, we're doing the same thing, but for her, she just gets up and does it. And for me, it just takes so much more effort for me to do it compared to her. And this used to make me feel really down because I used to have thoughts like, wow, that's so sad that I can't do it like that, and that's so sad that I'm always gonna have to deal with this way, or that's so sad that I'm not as, I guess you can say, gifted or talented. That is truly a fixed mindset because I didn't think that she's living her life that way. Maybe I can change some things to live my life that way as well. I thought of it as, oh, I wasn't born with that, so I guess I'm not lucky enough to have things that way. And now I have a growth mindset where I can be like, I can genuinely do anything anybody else does just because I want it bad enough, and I will figure it out. That is what you call a growth mindset. Realizing that nothing can stop you from getting to where you want to be because you can always grow and figure out how to get to that place. I realize that I say this so much in my journal that if I am dealing with something that I feel like is hard for me in general, I would say something like, I'm so excited to see how I'm gonna figure this out. I know that I have so many strengths and that I will eventually figure it out, and I'm so excited to see my journey to get there. And thinking of things that way, it just gives you, it makes your life so positive and optimistic, and it allows you to actually figure out the problems that you're having instead of just stopping there in the first place. And that kind of solves the two problems, right? Being limited in life and having a negative atmosphere. When you're able to think in a different way, in a growth mindset, there are endless possibilities to how you can get to the things that you want to get to. Next is tip 3, which is a social glow up. It is split into two things. It is having only good people around you, prioritizing good people around you, and number 2, doing social things that you enjoy. Because remember, having a true glow up is feeling good in every single aspect of your life and letting that shine through. So if there are any aspects of your life that aren't good and that make you feel really bad, you can see that. The people around you can see that. And I'm sure you know that the people around you can make or break how you feel about your life and how you move through your life. My tip for a social glow up is to, for the first one, analyze the relationships that you have right now. Whether that's family relationships, friend relationships, your romantic relationships, analyze every single one of them and figure out which ones make you feel really good and figure out which ones make you feel really bad. When you do this, think about which relationships are truly contributing to you having a good life, to you having a glow within yourself after you spent time with them. Do you come out of that meeting feeling drained or upset or sad or hurt? Those are the type of relationships that you want to stay away from. And if you want a true and permanent glow up, you have to make sure that you're choosing yourself in every aspect of your life. So ask yourself, are these people really allowing me to be my best self, or are they hurting me and are they making my life negative, or are they dimming my light? I will make a separate video about how to prioritize good relationships and how to stay away from ones that are hurting you. But I would say to get away from people that aren't allowing you to be in your growth and your glow, maybe just take some space from them. Create space where if you have to be around them, don't go out of your way to spend extra time or to talk to them or give anything that they say energy, because that is how you keep your energy safe. And to cover the second part of social, I would say to look into things that really excite you and that you enjoy. This will in turn lead you to people that are just like you and that you probably vibe with better. You look into things that you like and really put that time and effort into the person that you are, you will just be happier and you will be a better version of yourself. If you are truly interested in a permanent glow up, when you have interests that are your own and that you are really excited for, that really changes your whole life. It makes things more exciting, it makes you more interesting, and it adds to your character. I think that is a huge part of a glow up. Being a real person and having things to yourself that mean something to you. So the last one, tip 4, is the emotional and spiritual / energy aspect of your life. It is you going from being a stressed person or sad or angry or jealous or hateful to a person that is happy and excited and joyous. If you know anything about energies, it's taking yourself from a pretty low energy to a high energy and being happy and free. If you truly want a permanent glow up, and if you truly want to glow within yourself, having a stable emotional well-being will allow you to actually feel the effects of being that person. After you work on your mental health and your mental stability, you'd be able to move forward and see all of the good things that are happening in your life. I think you should do right now to fulfill this aspect of your life is to go to therapy. Schedule that therapy appointment. This would be a perfect time for me to get sponsored by BetterHelp, but one day. Look into therapy. Even if you feel like you don't have a huge problem that you're dealing with right now, I feel like therapy is so useful and so helpful for you to become your best self because it opens up. It's kind of like journaling in a way that it tells you a little bit about what your brain is thinking, and it allows you to use that to become a little better. And then another thing that I use, which I just talked about, is journaling. Of course, journaling again is so helpful when you are trying to get to a better place emotionally because it allows you to figure out your thoughts and come to a conclusion in a smarter way because you're actually seeing what you're thinking about and you're thinking it through a little bit more. Also, the last one, which I highly recommend, is reading. I know for myself, when I've read a really good self-help book, whether that's one that's about motivation or one that's about easing anxiety, I know that I feel so much better because my mindset is changed. I think that certain writers are so good at talking through certain concepts that it allows you to think the way that they're thinking. I would say therapy, journaling, and reading are my tips for this spiritual and emotional aspect of your life. So I really hope you found some value in this video. I feel like it's very tailored to you, and of course you choose how you want to work on all these aspects of your life. Comment below the thing that you'll be working on. See you in the next one. Bye!